Hey, Scott Austin here from Jade Puma, and in this video, I'm going to be walking through the site redesign that we're doing for Liberty Bottles. So what you see in front of me is the Liberty Bottles Shopify admin, and I'm going to Online Store and then to Themes. And the theme we're working on is Turbo 3 July 19 right here, and it's not the live theme. So what we're going to do as we look at the website, we're going to preview it by clicking Actions and Preview. And in the preview screen, we should see down at the bottom, here it is, the fact that we are previewing it. And sometimes when you're previewing, you'll drop out a preview and see the live theme, and you'll know that because this bar will also be gone. But let's start walking through the website page by page and show you how it's built out. So let's start with the footer and what I call the evergreen pages. We've got an About Us page. You see the content here. This is using a template called Details. A lot of our evergreen pages uses the Details template, which gives us these rich modules of photos and text and things laid out in different ways. So there's some flexibility there on the different modules we can use. So on different Details templated pages, we'll use different sections and actually called blocks because the whole page is technically a section in Shopify. So that's the About Us page. We can edit that content pretty easily. I actually have a video that explains how to edit pages because the content can be stored in multiple different locations. So that video will show you how to edit those. We've got an About Our Process page, and obviously we're still missing photography, but most of the copy is up to date on these pages. And apologies if you hear the little rustling in the background. I have 6 chihuahuas in the studio with me right now, and one of them's walking around, and hopefully a bird doesn't land in the backyard because they will bark. But on the About Our Process page, we get the different steps. We'll add photography as it comes in. We can change the position of these different modules. Next evergreen page is About Our Products. And of course, we'll probably add, changing the banners out to show some diversity and make the banners applicable to the content of the page. We've got a wholesale page, which I'm going to cover in a minute. Let's skip over that one for a second. And then the normal Shopify blog. There's only one article there. We probably don't even need to have that link there until we have more articles. We can add or remove that link pretty easily. Onto the customer support section, we got an FAQ. This theme has a nice, what I call rich functionality of accordions, where we can have these different sections like our bottles, purchasing, and then underneath each of those sections, we can have a question and an answer. When you click on the question, it opens it up and shows the answer. And then we also have a Contact Us page. In this, we also put a link to the FAQ. There's a map here linking to or showing the Google listing. So because you have a Google business listing, we're showing that in the map. So it actually shows your company name and the reviews from your Google business listing. And if we click on that, people can actually see your Google business listing and those reviews. So it's another way for your off-site reviews to show up on your site, which is nice. And then we've also got the basic contact information. And this form here is just an HTML form. And this submits an email. It doesn't get stored in a database. It just sends an email to the store admin email address that's set in the Shopify admin. And that is set. I'm going to show you on the admin. We're going to go to Settings. And we're going to go to General. And it sends it to, I believe it's this email address. If not, it's that email address. I always forget which one it is, but it's one of those two. And then we also have the policy pages. And these policy pages are driven by the content. Let's go back to Settings in the Shopify admin. Go to the Legal section. And in the Legal section, there's 4 boxes where we can put in content for 4 different types of policies. All 4 of those are filled in this store, and that powers the content on these pages. So I actually added links to the navigation menu for the 4 of them, but this content is also the same content that shows up in checkout. And let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to quickly just add a bottle to my cart. We'll walk through this process again in a second, but I just want to quickly get to checkout. So in the checkout process, we don't have a lot of control over the layout of the checkout. Like we can't edit the HTML of this. We can do a little bit for the theming. Like I put a banner in here with the logo. But what it also does, if I hide this bar down here, these 4 links are automatically put in by checkout if content is in these 4 boxes. So if we remove the content from shipping policy, that shipping policy link would no longer show up in checkout. So the content that we show on the pages here, the shipping policy page, this is the same content that shows up when they're in the checkout and they click on that shipping policy and the pop-up shows up. So it's nice that you edit the content once and it shows in both places. So that's our evergreen pages. We've also got links in the footer to the social platforms. Now let's go back to our home page and walk through the home page. The home page is made up of sections, so we can edit the content. We can have different types of sections that lay out differently. And you can see what we've got going on here. You know, for the consumer-facing side, we're showing the 3 different buckets of content of aluminum bottles, stainless steel bottles, and personalized bottles. We've got a promo for the branded bottles. We got a bestsellers. This is just showing our collection of the prismatic bottles. We could also, if we wanted to, just have a dynamically driven element here that shows, you know, the top 10 or whatever number of bottles you wanted to show, or top 10 products if you wanted to. And so it could be more dynamic. Here we've just chosen the prismatic ones as a merchandising decision. And then a couple branding elements to talk more about the company. We still don't have customer testimonials. If we do get them, we'll put them in here. We can have testimonials, which also can have a photo as a background. Or if we don't have testimonials, we can remove those. And then we've got links to Instagram and Twitter, where it's bringing the feed in on those. We can adjust the number of elements that show up there. Right now we're showing 6 Instagram, and I think it's 2 Twitter. Yep. We can change those numbers for each one if we want to. So now let's dive into the shopping experience. At the top, we have, you know, bottles and designs, which are just 2 different ways to get to the same content or the same products, which is the bottles. So on each one of these links, each one of the top levels lands on something, right? Sometimes it's easy. We could actually set it up that it didn't land on anything. You had to like look at the drop-down menu. I like to set it up so that if people just click bottles, and this is especially important in mobile where they may not expand that menu out. So if they click on bottles, they actually see similar content to what's in the drop-down. So the drop-down says aluminum, insulated, personalized, and all. So on this page, we've got aluminum, stainless, personalized, and our best sellers, and then see all bottles. So I try to duplicate in this page the navigation that's underneath that top level nav, so that customers who click on the top link get to have the same choices to drive down into that shopping experience. So let's just look at, let's use the stainless bottle. There's more content in those. So on the stainless bottle, when they click the shop link, you know, it's going to take them to the collection page, and right now we're showing them all. We've got filters on the side, so you know they can filter by, oh, let me see all the 20 or the 64 ounce. Let's just say they want to see the growlers. Maybe they don't want to just see growlers. Maybe they want to see the 18 ounce bottles. Now in this is built into the theme, the filter. It's not the best filter mechanism. It's the best free one, or the best one included in a theme. But we can't show 18 and 20 ounce bottles, for example. We can only click on one of these filters at a time. You can actually click on more than one, but then you'll end up with a filter set that says 0 kind of thing. So most customers understand it, and it's not confusing to them. But that is a limitation in this theme. But we can also show, let me show you, see all blue bottles that are 20 ounces. So you can use more than one filter at one time from different sections. So let's click on the stainless 20 ounce straight up. And here we've got the product swatches. You saw the product swatches also on the previous page. We've also got the lid style So that shows up in the cart experience and in your orders so that you can process them appropriately. These icons are programmatically driven by different tags and different logic that I've got going on. For instance, I believe this product is tagged, printed in USA, insulated, and I can show you how. Let me show you now how the icons work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into online store, and I'm going to edit the code of the turbo theme. And usually where I put product icons is in a snippet, so I'm going to go down to snippets and look for product icons. There they are. Okay, so this is the logic. So our product page has this snippet included in it, and then we use this logic to render the icons appropriately. So every product page has the same code, but depending on all these if statements, different icons will show up. So on this one here, it's done through product tag, product tag, product tag. This one's product title. So if the product title contains Liberty Bottle, we show the icons for aluminum and lifetime warranty. If the product title contains stainless steel insulated, then we show the icons for stainless steel and lifetime warranty. So we've just got different elements. It's either product title or product tags that drives those icons showing up on the page. We've got this programmatic content, insulation effectiveness, and Liberty Venture double wall stainless steel. This is not per product. This is driven by the fact that this product type is equal to, I think it's double wall or stainless. And I'll show you that in the code and where we put those in. So just like we have a snippet for product icons, we have a snippet for product standardized descriptions right there. And here we have, if product title contains Liberty Bottle, we do one thing. If product title contains Venture stainless steel insulated, we do another thing. And notice for caps and accessories, we don't add any of the standardized content. It's just for the aluminum and the stainless bottles. For the aluminum bottles, we show content from a page. So that page is called aboutthelibертybottle.content. So I'm going to open up a new tab. And so what I do for standardized content, I will often put them in pages. Not that we show those pages as pages in Shopify, but that way it's easy for you, the store staff, to edit that content without having to go into Liquid Code. So the one we were just looking at is About the Liberty Bottle. So if we go to About the Liberty Bottle, and it may be called something different. Let me just check this out this way. Yeah, so the handle is About the Liberty Bottle. The handle is what shows up in the URL. The title of this one is actually now Liberty Bottle Works Single Wall Aluminum Bottles. So I click on that, and you can see the handle down here, About the Liberty Bottle. But this content shows up on the product page for all products whose, now this is getting confusing, but you probably watch this a couple times to understand what I'm talking about. For all content where the product title contains Liberty Bottle, we're going to use the page title and then the page content. Let me show you what that looks like. So here's our page title, Liberty Bottle Works Single Wall, and here's our page content. So now I'm going to go to an aluminum bottle. And you'll see that Liberty Bottle Works Single Wall Aluminum Bottles, right? That's that page title, and there's that page content. And that's showing up in the product page. So we're just pulling content from a page that you can edit. So if I was to edit this right here, if I could spell properly, I save that. And now I go back to here. I'm on the product page, and I do a hard refresh by hitting Shift Refresh. And now you can see that content changes. So if you change it on the product page, or on the page, it'll change it on all the products that are referencing that page. So it's a way to edit the content once and have it show up in multiple places. And that makes it easier for you to maintain the site. So what we were looking at before was our venture bottle. And our venture bottle, remember on our code here, we're pulling content from 2 pages for the venture bottle. One page is for the stainless steel insulation, and the other one is for the About the Venture stainless steel insulated. So you can find those pages and see that content, but that gives you the content that shows up here and here. So this is one page, and this is another page in Shopify, and we're pulling those 2 pages in if the product title contains Venture stainless steel insulated. So that's where this content down here comes from. This content is just from the product description. And I think we've covered the products. Now, right now, for the personalization, we've got that turned off. We're using bold product options for that. That would show up here. That's turned off because the bold product options code is also live in the live theme. So if I edit bold product options to show up here, it'll show up in the live theme also. So we have to wait until we move this theme to live, and then we can turn on the bold product options work that we've done and edit it as we need to. But that, the personalization will show up here. Now I'm going to go back to an aluminum bottle because I think we have something different with the variants there. Just going to pick a random one. Yeah, so on this one here, we're showing the size here, and the cap type, we're showing the cap type and the color in one combination. So it's easier and less confusing because it used to say cap type standard, color green, and we need these to show up in the cart and the checkout process and for order processing and fulfillment, which I'll show you here in a second. But we're also going to do, we're not doing it now because if we affect these products variants, it affects the live site, but we'll also be going in and making the decisions around, once we're live, how we want to have people shop for different sizes and that kind of stuff. But we can't mess with the product catalog like we can with the theme, right? We can totally edit the theme when it's offline, but if we edit the product catalog, it's one product catalog in either theme. So we have to wait to make changes until we push the new theme live. But let's walk through the purchase process now. So if we add this to the cart, you'll see we don't go to the cart, right? We go to an accessories page, and this accessories page is for the Liberty bottle. If I added a venture bottle, to the cart, which we'll do in a second, I would get a different accessories page. We call this one cross-sell B. So, and this just shows the customer the different types of accessories that they can add on to their purchase. Right, there's the caps that are appropriate for aluminum bottles, the replacement seal, and then the suits and the carabiners, which are appropriate for both aluminum and stainless. So if I don't want any of these items, I can just go to the cart. I got to go to the cart button at the top. I got to go to the cart button at the top and bottom. And each one of these, so on this product, there's a color choice. On this product, there's a color choice. On this product, there's a color choice. So it says choose color, and what that does is it takes you to that product page where you can then choose the color. This product doesn't have a color choice, so all we do is add to cart. They don't have to go see the product page for it. They can just add it to the cart and be done. So the links that we have here change depending on the functionality or the purchase decisions that need to be made. If a purchase decision needs to be made like color, we have them go to the product page. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to choose color, and that's going to take me to that product page. And now I get to choose the color that I want. And then I get to add that to the cart. So now here I am in the cart. I've got the bottle that I added showing the variant for size and cap type. Quantity 2, I don't know why that is. I don't know if I had one in the cart already. And then yellow cap, the quantity of 1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at an insulated bottle and just show you the same experience there. So just selecting a different color, adding that to the cart. I go to this page. Now notice with the Venture bottles, we don't have color choices in our caps, so they're all just add to cart. So let's say I want a D-ring lid, add that to my cart. So now I've got the bottle and that lid. I got a whole bunch of products in my cart. Notice we don't have quantity boxes here. We just have remove from cart. So I can, like if I want to remove an element from the cart, I just click on the button. We've also got a clear cart functionality added here, so I can just empty the whole cart out. That may become important for your wholesale customers, and you'll see that when we walk through the wholesale experience in a bit. But now let's go into the checkout. So here we're showing the information. We've got discount codes that can be added and all that good stuff. And here's just the branding we've added to the cart. We've got the Liberty Orange going on for highlighting. And we already talked before about the banner up at the top with the Liberty logo there. And then customers just walk through the normal cart process. This is the same cart. This isn't changed by our theme at all. So the same cart experience you've been using in the past is the one we'll use in the future, except for the branding elements that are a little bit different. So now let's go back to our site experience. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear my cart. And we're going to go back to the home page and talk about the wholesale experience. Oh, before we do that, let's talk about branded, because we didn't go over that. We also, in the shopping experience, they can go straight to caps if they want to, and straight to accessories. They don't have to go through the purchase a bottle process to get to those pages. So there's multiple ways for them to see that content. But on the branded one, what we've got is, right now I just threw in a bunch of placeholder content because we had no products for branded yet. We're going to need to make those with the right photography and the right description. So these are just placeholders that I put in place. But when we go there, they can add a file to upload their logo if they wanted to add that to the order. And also, this is why in the cart, we remove the quantity box, right? So remember in the cart, when there was a line item there for like a water bottle, you could just remove it from cart. You couldn't change the quantity. And the reason why is for custom bottles, we're going to enforce a minimum purchase size of 75 bottles. So here, I can't go less than 75. But if I type it in, so it tells me the value must be greater than or equal to 75. And I can go up from 75. But for the custom bottles, a minimum purchase size is 75. So, and then we can add the file for the logo. It's just another customer vinyl. I'm going to go into your information and just grab a photo like that one there, just so there's a file there. So they can add the file, they can upload it, they can change the quantity as long as it's 75. Pricing is just placeholder. We'll price that whatever you want it to be. And then we can add that to the cart. So here there's an uploaded file, and this is why we have the remove from cart, because if we had a plus or minus button here, they could change the quantity down below 75, and we don't want them to be able to do that. So that's why they've got the remove from cart functionality instead of a quantity box. Same checkout process, but this just shows you how we can do the custom bottles where they can pay for them up front and kick off that customization process by giving you a file to work with. So let's clear our cart again. And now let's talk about wholesale. So we've got a wholesale link up here in what's called the top nav. And right now I'm not logged in. I can see that because over here it says log in. It'll say your account or my account or something once we log in. So I'm going to click on that wholesale button. And you can see right here we've got a login button for people who are wholesale already. For those who aren't wholesale, we've got this information page, and we can change out the content to talk more about the wholesale program and the benefits of it and all that good stuff. And then we've got a contact form. And we can add fields to this. This is an HTML-based contact form, just like the one was on the Contact Us page. So it goes to that same address that's stored in the Shopify admin. So if someone's interested in wholesale, they can fill out this form, hit send, and you'll receive an email. And then what you can do once you get that email is you can go in and add that customer. So let's say you get an email from somebody and they look like they should be a wholesale customer. They don't have a customer record yet in your store. So you would go here to customers and you would add that customer. And I'm not going to do this right now because it would send emails to you and be very confusing. You could add that customer. And all you have to do really to add a customer is put in their email and a name. You can put in a phone number, but it's optional. But you would add them as a customer. I'm going to cancel that out. And then once you have that customer record, I'm going to show you, I'm just going to pick this random person here. So there's customer records, which is all these people are what I'm calling customer records. Some of your customers have an account and some do not. So let's look at K Massey again. K Massey does not have an account. I can see that because right here it says no account. And right here it says send account invite. And let me show you a customer that has an account. I'm going to pull me up. So here you can see has an account and there's no send account invite. There's a reset password, which actually sends an email for them to reset their password, and a disable account. So the difference between a customer record and an account is the customer has entered a password in, and only the customer can do that. We cannot do that from the Shopify admin. Even this reset password sends an email off for the customer to reset their password. So once you add that customer record for that new wholesale customer, then you can send them an account invite. And in that account invite, which I'll show you what that looks like here in a second, you can add text about the wholesale program and explain things to them. What you're also going to want to do to that customer record is either tag them as a wholesale or as a distributor. And you can see here, I'm tagged as wholesale. And a customer can only be one or the other, wholesale or distributor. If you put both in, it will confuse our custom pricing app, which we're using for wholesale, Bold Custom Pricing. It's all based on these tags here. So you'll send that customer an account invite. And let me show you what that looks like, that process. We're going to go back to K Massey, and we're going to click on the send account invite. And here's where you could put in the information about the wholesale program and welcome to our wholesale program and all that information. You could have some standard text you just drop in there. And if I review the email, it would show me, that you've got your branding in there and that kind of stuff, so that you could see what they would see in the formatting of the email. So you send that off to them, and once they accept that account invite, they can log in. So let's go back to the front end. Click on that wholesale page again, which we're already on, and see that login button there? That'll take me to the same page that this login button takes me. So now I'm going to log in with my customer-facing account, my customer record. This is not my Shopify admin record, even though it's the exact same email address. It's my customer-facing one. I had to create it on the front end. And remember, that record is tagged wholesale. So I'm going to go back to my customer record. And that is tagged as wholesale down here. You either tag it as wholesale or distributor based on the pricing tier that customer is in. So also notice up here before I log in, I've got that wholesale link, but nothing over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in with my saved password. So now I have a customer, or I have a wholesale account. So you can see here, there's a wholesale. So when you log in, it takes you to the account details page, which is the same link that's up here under the My Account link. So if I click on My Account, we're going to stay on the same page. And there's two things that I've added to this based on conditional logic. One is admin account, and you'll notice that I have another tag for admin. The only people that should get this tag added to their customer record is the Liberty store staff, so that when they log into the front end, what this does is it gives them quick links to different things on the site that you may want to edit. So for example, minimum quantity, it's going to open up this spreadsheet view in the Shopify admin, where for the custom bottles, we can dictate, and it's not just for custom, it's for any bottle, you can dictate a minimum quantity. So remember before we were on the custom venture bottle and the minimum required was 75? Well, you can change that for every bottle type that you want to. And you do that in this form. A couple other links that I have there right now is the wholesale account description and the distributor account description. So where that shows up is here. Here's your wholesale account description right here. And there's no text in there yet, but the way you'd get to that page quickly and easily is by clicking on the My Account page. If you're logged in as an admin, you can click on this link right here, wholesale account description, and it takes you to that page about your wholesale account, lorem ipsum, which is the content that we were just seeing on that page a second ago. So the admin functionality is only for store admins that you tag as admin on their customer-facing account. It's just quick links to different elements. And I can add other ones in there for the other pages that we talked about that are used to edit things like the product descriptions and those kind of things. And now I'm also tagged as a wholesale account. So if you're tagged as wholesale or distributor, you're going to see this link. And let me show you all this inside of Turbo. So we're back in our theme code. And I think this is another snippet called admin functions, account admin. So the admin page shows this information. And if you're an account, if your customer tag is admin, show those three links. And right here, there's a mistake or there's something missing. So if customer tags contains wholesale or customer tags contains distributor. So now it'll work for either one of those tags. So that's the logic we're using on this account page. So the only people that see the admin account are tagged admin. The only people that see this wholesale thing are those that are tagged wholesale or distributor. So then they click on that Get Started link. Takes them back to the wholesale page, the same page that's up here in this link. But now there's different content. Remember there was a login button here? That's gone. Now it says welcome to your wholesale account. So this content here can be different content than we're showing to the people who were not a wholesale account yet. Right? So this page has two states, not wholesale or wholesale. And this is the wholesale state. So we have some information there, and we can put in some links to different, collections. We haven't formed any of those collections yet because we haven't finished the wholesale implementation. We've got the technical infrastructure in place. We have to figure out the rest of the shopping experience. But one of the things I have put in place is a collection specific to a wholesale customer. So now you see up here, remember there was no link up here before. Now that I'm logged in, and I'll show you in a second that my customer account has a certain what's called meta field, which is the way we're implementing this functionality. It has a meta field that links to a collection. So this link, your collection, I got the same link down here. So this only shows up for people who have a meta field on their customer account also. But when I go to that, it takes me to a collection that is for me, right? So I even named it Scott Austin, so it's really clear. This could say Acme Corporation or whatever you wanted it to. And then you can define that collection any way you want to. This is a manual collection that I put in here. So this is how you can have a set of products for your customers, the ones that they frequently buy, for them to come and purchase from. Now, even better than that, what we've got is back on the wholesale page, I've got a link to that same collection, but with a different template, and that's called the quick order form. So when I click on the quick order form, it's going to put up that same collection, but with a different view. So now you can see it up here in the URL. I'm using a different template to view that collection. And this is the quick order one. So what the quick order does is it shows me every product in that collection and every variant of those products in that collection. And it allows me to, in the collection page, purchase them. So here I can say, I want 12 of those, I want 11 of those, and I want 10 of those. So it's a way for your wholesale customers to quickly, in one page, look at all their frequently ordered items and restock their inventory. Instead of going in and out of product pages back and forth through all the different products, they can do that quickly and easily in this form. Now I'm going to click on the Add to Cart button. And now you can see I've got that quantity of 12, quantity of 11, quantity of 10, all in the cart already. So now I'm going to go back to my quick order form. And I'm going to take a note down because the MSRP is not working. So I'm going to fix that. I'm just going to put this over to another screen for a second and take a note for myself. Quick order form. Fix that MSRP price. Okay, so what should be showing here is the full retail price. I'll get that fixed, but we're also showing them their wholesale price. Now, that's a wholesaler going through their collection of products that are for sale. And you notice when I'm on that collection page, so now it's going to open up the collection page without the quick order template, I'm also seeing my wholesale pricing showing up here. So let's go into just browsing products, and you'll see the exact same thing happen. So they can go, your wholesale customers can go through their specific collection, or they can just browse the product catalog, and you'll see here that the wholesale price is showing up for them. And they can click on any product and add that to their cart. Now it's going to... I don't know why I didn't get the accessories page. Maybe I took that off if they were wholesale customer. I'm going to check that one out also. But now you can see there's that quantity of 1 added to the cart. So they can shop through their quick order form for their specific collection, or they can browse the entire catalog and look at things that way. And then they can check out through the normal checkout process. So I think we've covered everything on the front end. Now what I want to do is dive into the back end and see if there's any specific things that I want to point out for you. So the first place I want to go is to apps. So we've got the Bold Custom Pricing app. This is the one that we're using for the wholesale. So this allows us to set the price different based on your login state. So here under the Manage Tags, that's where you'll see we have the 2 tags, one for wholesale and one for distributor. And then the functionality we're using what's called detailed pricing. What detailed pricing allows us to do is set a specific price, because normally the way it works in Shopify or in this app is, oh, I want to take 30% off for all wholesale customers, and it'll take 30% off of $19, which may end up being a odd number, like $13.34 kind of thing. So with this detailed pricing, we can actually set the actual price instead of it being calculated as a percentage off. And that's what we've done here. So that's that app. The next app I want to show you is Bold Product Options. So we're using this for 2 different things. Only one we showed you in the theme because the other one we've disabled for now. But one of those things is we are using it for personalization. So here you can see we've got this personalization, and the other one is the design file. So for the custom bottles, let me just show you how that works here. If we review the products, it'll just show you the custom bottles products, which is a dynamic collection we've defined. And then we have two elements. One is, do you want to add a file, yes or no? And then the other one is, choose your graphic file, which is just a file upload functionality. So we only show this second one, design file, if yes is selected for file. And where that's done is under list of collections. So, or list of conditions, sorry. If I now go to design file, there's a logic thing that says, if file equals yes, then show design file. So that's where, if you remember, we were on the custom bottles. Right now, all I see is that first element. Do you want to add a file, yes or no? Right now it's set to no. When I click that to yes, the element shows up to upload the file. So that logic was driven by this experience here. Now, the one we're setting up right now for the personalization is much more complex. You can see all the different elements we've got going on there, and there's a bunch of different logic based on what they choose. If they choose yes, then they're going to have to choose what type of personalization they want, and going on from there. But you'll see that once we push the theme live, we can turn that on. And those are the only apps that we've added for this experience. These other ones were here already. And I don't think there's much else. Oh, one other thing that I can think of off the top of my head is I want to show you that we changed the, we just did this one today. We changed the Google Analytics account to be the one that you actually have access to. I guess the other one we've lost the password on or whatever. So we changed that to be this new Google Analytics account that you can log into. I've also set it up to send what I call a funnel report, which shows the user flow down the funnel. Each week on Monday morning, you'll get that, so you can look at your past week's performance, see what your conversion rate was, and it's a good heartbeat check for your business. I also have a video that talks about that report and how to read it. And I don't think there's anything else to show you. Nope, I think that's about it. So hopefully this is helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.